The silence in this house used to be peaceful. Now it's a roaring sound. The sound of an empty space where a life used to be. My life. Our life. It's strange how everything looks the same. The couch we picked out together, the photos on the wall, the coffee mugs in the cabinet. But it all feels like a museum of a life that's no longer mine. She's gone. And the reason echoes in every quiet corner. She chose someone else. I remember the day it all shattered. It wasn't a big, dramatic movie scene. It was a Tuesday. It was a text message I wasn't supposed to see. The words were simple, but they carried the weight of 1,000 lies. My world just stopped. My heart felt like it had been scooped out, leaving a cold, hollow void. We talked. Or rather, I listened while she explained. Her words weaving a story of unhappiness I was completely blind to. He made her feel alive, she said. What did that make me? The first few weeks were a blur of disbelief and a pain so sharp it was hard to breathe. I'd walk from room to room, tracing the life we built, trying to pinpoint the exact moment it started to crack. Was it that argument we never resolved? Was that business trip I took? Or was it something deeper, a fault line I was never meant to see? Every night I'd lie in our bed, the empty side feeling like a vast cold ocean. Sleep was a stranger. My mind would just race, replaying every memory, searching for clues, for red flags I must have missed. The self-blame was relentless. Was I not enough? Did I not love her enough? My friends told me to be angry, to shout, to break things. But all I felt was this profound, crushing sadness. Anger felt like an energy I just didn't have. It was easier to drown in the silence, to let the quiet whispers of failure and betrayal be my only company. I stopped answering calls. I made excuses to avoid seeing people. It was just easier to be alone with my ghosts. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the person staring back. The light in his eyes was gone, replaced by a deep, weary sorrow. I felt like a failure as a husband, as a man. But you know, you can only sit in the dark for so long before you start craving a flicker of light. One morning I woke up, and the sun was streaming through the window. For the first time in months, I didn't immediately feel that familiar gut punch of grief. It was just a morning. I made myself coffee and sat on the porch. I watched the world go on, people walking their dogs, cars driving by. A thought slowly formed. My world had stopped, but the real world hadn't. It wasn't a magical fix. It was a conscious choice. A choice to get up. A choice to take a shower. A choice to make a meal that wasn't just toast. I started small. I went for a walk, and a longer walk. I called a friend back. The conversation was awkward at first, but hearing a friendly voice, talking about something other than my pain, was like a sip of fresh water after days in the desert. I started to rediscover myself, the person I was before the we. I picked up old hobbies I'd let slide. I started reading again, getting lost in other worlds. I even started journaling, pouring all the unspoken thoughts and feelings onto paper. It was messy and raw, but it was mine. It was a way to process the chaos in my head without judgment. And slowly, very slowly, the silence in the house began to change. It was no longer the roar of betrayal. It was just quiet. A space I could fill with my own thoughts, my own music, my own future. If you're in that dark place right now, feeling that silence, please know that it doesn't have to be the end of your story. The pain is real, and it's valid. But you are more than your pain. You are more than the person who left you. Healing isn't a straight line, but it is possible. Reach out, talk to someone. If you're struggling, professional help is an incredible resource. Your story isn't over. This is just a chapter. The next one is yours to write. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves.